Welcome to the 10th episode of Mindshift. This is Dimitri Wakov, your host. And if you want to be here in Mindshift, which is my TV series, you want to come if you're interested in deepening your perspective in different areas and skills in your life from people who are, in my opinion, expert and have their superpower in these areas. Today's topic is following your heart unapologetically. And here with me,
and this is my power.
This is the power of the person who is gonna shift our minds here, and his name is Andrey Iliev. Andrey Iliev is a co-founder and CEO of one of the really most developing personal growth and business academies in Bulgaria called Leader Academy, and he is a co-founder of Samodiva Mastermind retreats, which are retreats of higher-ups and people who want to really develop in Bulgaria. It's held in Bulgaria, right? So just before we go, just tell me, is there something else you want to share about this, what you do and how you do it?
First of all, I want to say that I didn't know what the topic will be, and you shared that with me, and I really love that you have this perspective on me, that I follow my heart. I have been trying to follow my heart all of my life, to be honest. And the final decision, it could be reasoning, it could be weighing pros and cons, but at the end, it's always, okay, now I know the facts. Let's see what they really want, because this is crucial. Yes, you mentioned Leader Academy. We work with young people, helping them find what they're good at, and based on that, make the most important decisions in their life regarding their academic and career development. And Samodiva Masterminds, where it's amazing, where the focus is on sharing, helping, and growing together through masterminding.
Wow.
And and that was the initiative that I really needed for myself, because I was very much introverted person. I think I'm still. So with Samodiva Masterminds, you have to open up. You don't. I mean, that's the whole concept: to open up, to share, and to help as much as possible. And the others are doing that. So in my personal growth, that was one of the biggest insights by launching this, co-launching this initiative.
It's lovely, man. I mean, definitely what I forgot to say when I introduced you is that you are really the person which, for me, is the real embodiment of this, following your heart unapologetically. Just by the stories I know about you, how you change universities, stop one thing and start the other, and really following and really refounding who you are, and not being ashamed that you have done something before that and you stopped it and did something completely new. That for me is a really brave, and it's really what we need to do, especially in our 20s. But let me know, first of all, just for the sake of fun, how many universities you have been through?
I'm scared of answering this question, right? 6 universities, and this is right now I'm doing an executive MBA at the American University in Bulgaria. But I've just went through all of those universities, I guess, because I wanted to have a good environment where I can develop as much as possible, and to be prepared for what I wanna leave, to the others after one day I'm done. After one day, I die.
So you're not dying at the end, right?
So I guess it's related to this continuous desire of improving myself. And academically, I see the shortcomings of the academic life, definitely, and that's why I want to really develop certain business initiatives, and probably getting the best from the business and from the science and blending them together, I believe that could have excellent results.
It's really pretty great, man. So tell me, if you say, because this is how I see you, but and how I know you actually. But
how do you see me?
Was it all was it all the time like this, that you were naturally, you are following your heart, or something happened in your life which changed everything?
It has always been like this.
Okay.
It's just it's very hard to keep my attention on something that I'm not interested in. And to those who are listening, just this is one of the things I could definitely share with you from my experience. Focus on the things that matter to you, because otherwise, if you don't keep doing it repeatedly, it just won't satisfy you at the end, first of all. And the second thing, you will not have the results that you want. So the most important thing is to have the curiosity and the dedication to spend some time on a certain topic.
So I guess everyone has, at some point at least, been with the dedication, with the curiosity, and they have already, they still have it, their curiosity on certain topics. But what would you say to people who, for example, say, okay, I know what I'm curious about, I can follow my heart, but what about money? What about how can I sustain myself in this way? If following my heart means doing something, at least for a while, which doesn't give me this material coverage.
Well, following your heart, not only in the context of having great hobbies, right? But following your heart by creating value for others. If you create value for others, you will be paid. Of course, you need to make it sustainable, which is a totally different question. And I'm not sure I can answer that question.
Okay.
Because I don't believe that we have done, we have achieved sustainability with Leader Academy.
Okay.
Neither with Leader Academy nor with Samodiva Masterminds, but we are trying to give as much value in the beginning, and to have people's life impacted first, and then okay, it's worth continuing this initiative. Then I will make it as a system. I will make it sustainable. So what I would tell those people is to distinguish what is to follow your heart in terms of hobbies, and what is to follow your heart in terms of doing something you are really passionate about. And let's let's not joke around. If you do something that you love, it doesn't mean that you will be all the time excited.
Okay, say more about this.
There are certain moments that it's not that you're not excited. You're absolutely desperate, and you don't know what to do. And I had such a situation 2 weeks ago. All of my initiatives crumbled. I didn't know what to do. Okay, that's what I love doing. That's what I've been doing. But at the end comes the question, the reality check. Because reality check is very important. You get a feedback and you readjust your goals, because you see that it's not going in the exact way you want to be. So at that certain point, your passion is tested. So if you are really passionate about it, you're not going to consider other options. I mean, you're not going to consider them seriously. You just say to yourself, okay, and that's what I did, I guess. It's hard and it's going to be hard, but I have burnt all of my bridges and I don't have other options. I'm doing that in my life. So that's what I wanted to emphasize, because many people think that following your heart is a great journey. It's not great at all. It's full with difficulties. And most of the times you can be desperate. Most of the time.
Wow.
So just at least from my perspective.
What you do when you're desperate? What is? Do you have some way to remind you of your passion, or what you do actually to get out yourself from these situations?
Uh, I have certain addictions.
Okay, let's talk about addiction. I think this is familiar to people.
that have changed throughout time, and of course I'm not talking about drug addictions and alcohol addictions, etc.
No.
But they are addictions as well.
Mm.
I'm bringing that topic up because when usually it's very hard, you tend to make this choice of just trying to forget about it, trying to heal it somehow. And then this part, the mammalian brain, the mammalian part of the brain is controlling you, and it's much easier to be controlled. Actually, the mammalian part of the brain is the boss anyway. But when it's hard, you can go in certain directions that you don't really want to, but you're going. And you can observe yourself and just say, wow, how is that possible? And what I would say, answering your question, is to accept what you see. Because you see certain behavior, you disapprove it, right?
Yep.
I don't know, it could be anything. It could be going back to sweets, or not exercising, or
Yep.
just you're not up to your maximum capacity, and that's quite normal, by the way. You shouldn't be up to your 100 of your capacity every day. That's not healthy.
No.
But what I would say is just accept, observe, and then that moment is going to pass by, and you will see that, okay, now things are going again better and better. And after 2 weeks, I can tell you that things are going better and better. And it's not only going better and better, but so many opportunities were created. And here is the thing. If I was 2 weeks not in denial and not accepting the reality, I would have missed the opportunities.
Absolutely, man. I really love this, and I just wanted to share something which I've heard from Oprah Winfrey. I think Oprah said that if you follow your heart and you do what you love, you need to know that maybe only 5% of the time you're going to be in the flow and really enjoying it, and the other 95% it will be struggle. And that was what she said. And she said, but this 5% where everything is really amazing and I really do what I love, this 5% can cover the other 95. And really they overpower the other 95. And I think it's a great realization which I got there, because I also had the impression people who follow their heart all the time, they're happy, everything is going good for them. They live
this
life
comes this comes from the fucking, sorry about my language,
no, it's okay.
Social media, but I wanted to use it. Because in the social media everyone shows up, right? That everything is perfect, and you're not going to post a picture on Facebook or Instagram when you are extremely desperate and when you are not happy at all. You're not going to do that.
No.
And I totally can relate to the Oprah Winfrey's realization, and I really think that social media shows people only 5% of the real life of the people.
Yes.
So consider that, guys. And I know I have social media. I have Facebook. I just want to delete it, but I cannot do that right now. But consider it. So imagine 95% is fake in social media. So try to spend your time on things that you have the belief, at least, that it's more than 5% real.
Yeah. So Andrey, I just have a question, because the next question I have is, Okay, cool. We know when we know what we want, our heart wants, we follow it, and we've spoken about how we can actually deal with hard situations. But how did you find what your heart wants, and how you continue finding? Do you have something you do, some routines you do to help you?
It's not unique. It's not unique.
Okay.
Everyone is doing it, and everyone can do it. It's not unique at all. I just experience very very different things. I had different experiences, and the feedback was how I feel about that. What is the feeling? Everyone can always recognize the feeling. If the feeling is good, you feel good, you feel inspired, you feel empowered, you feel charged. This is something that needs some focus and consideration. I'm not saying that could be your thing, but you need to explore it, because you have this feeling, you have something inside. And we are so different, right? Among all of the sports, for example, I'm interested in no more than 2-3, but really, where my pet, and I'm a guy who has doing sports all of my life, right? So to your question, the answer is you can feel it. Everyone can feel it. The thing is that some people are in very hard situation when they suppress their feelings because they need to do something for their parents or for their kids, and they are there because they need to be there. And to these people, I don't know what to say. If I was in your situation, I would do the same. I'm absolutely sure. Okay. But what I would do is to try to escape this wheel where you're inside and you cannot get out of the wheel. The mice wheel, the rat race, exactly. So
how do you do that? How do you escape from this wheel? Because I guess sometimes you go into it.
It's very hard because it's habitual behavior. It's by meeting people in person who are inspiring and whom you trust, and you because it's very different with people. The key is to find people you can relate to. That's not everyone, and they could somehow shed light on this part of your soul that you haven't discovered yet. So to find the right light that comes from other people, like a mirror, to find the right mirror. This is very important.
Okay.
Some people that really love you, some people that really accept you in the way you are, and some people that will encourage you no matter what happens and no matter what you do in life.
So you are
such people.
Yeah.
Yes, because when you are loved, let me tell you something, the level of the oxytocin is increased, which decreases the level of cortisol right away. And that comes only from the feeling of being loved.
So just for the sake of people who don't know what it is, can you explain just for 1 minute what is oxytocin and what is cortisol?
Cortisol is produced when you're under stress. It's very important hormone, and it's very crucial, and it's not a bad hormone. When you are under stress, cortisol makes your system work to the max capacity. But if it is for too long, there are certain damages afterwards. And the good news is that the oxytocin, which is the hormone of affectionate love, when this is produced, when someone is giving you a hug, or it could be just to tell you something, just to feel his care and love, that really balance the cortisol level in a way that it reduces it a bit, and the oxytocin is increased, and you handle the situation in a totally different way.
Wow.
So you're in a much healthier position, and that comes from the quality of your relationships. But first, you need to fix the quality with yourself, which is quite something, and it takes all of your life. And then I guess simultaneously to work with the others.
I guess. Okay, perfect. So, but what I totally support your position about surrounding yourself with people who really accept you and empower you towards the direction of your heart. But and I think you mentioned a little bit, but again, I want to ask you, what about people who are close to you who are not supporting your position? How do you deal with these people? Because I guess you also have them in your life.
Number one, you don't live with them. You don't live with them. You live by yourself and you feed yourself. I mean, you have succeeded to make a living.
Okay.
These are the two things. Then you just accept their perspective. But if you live with them, if you are dependent on them, not much to do. I mean, you need to bear with that until you, I mean, of course I could tell you some tools I'm using and techniques, but that's not the point. The point is that the only way to that thing not to matter in your life is to start living by yourself and start making a living, and then started accepting the people as they are, and that's all. I mean, just to show them what they could do for you. I mean, acceptance is number one. If you accept them, there is some percentage probability, bigger percentage probability to they to accept you, to be accepted by them.
Makes sense absolutely what you're saying, and I totally agree with that. But again, for the people, because there are people who live with their parents, and just for the sake of, do you have some tool you can just say you use, or you can use in order to, even though you're dependent, to continue following your heart? Because I guess if you live with them and you cannot go out and live by yourself, you also want to follow your heart, right? So is there something you can do which is going to help you to keep going?
I guess the only thing I would say is that this is not by accident. You don't have by accident. Nothing is by accident.
Okay.
Your parents, the people around you. So I guess if you're in such a situation, we are all in such a situation to a certain extent.
Absolutely. And I know, because we have friends, and I know that you have been in such situations, and I'm sure that you have something to share about it.
Yeah. I have something to share, and I have been in many different situations. Yeah. I have lived with many people in Spain, with 3-4 guys, then with another guy, only one guy in Spain, in Denmark in a big apartment with many people, and then by myself, and then with my parents, and then so in the States it was even more crowded. I don't know how many people we live there. We were 4 guys in one room.
Wow.
When we were doing the working travel, we were younger. It was different. But what would be my advice is to see what are the lessons you could learn from why you spent that time with that person.
Okay.
Try to find your answer and try to make his journey a little bit easier, because everyone has his journey. My mother has her journey. My father has his journey, and we are helping one another, but everyone needs to do it on his own. So my thing is, I'm trying to think about the consequences of my actions, and because of the fact that I'm living with my parents, for example, it could be I'm thinking, now I'm going out and I'm not going at home at all, and they didn't know what is going to happen. At least I can send a message, everything is okay, I'm over there, just to make sure that my mother will be sleeping well. You know what I mean? And that's it. Just when you live with someone, respect him. This is very important. And from my perspective, you cannot get the private life you want to have, but there are some benefits. and you will appreciate these benefits when you are living by yourself, because I have lived by myself quite some time.
Perfect. I really love, and actually it's my overview on what you're saying is you really want to, if you live with other people, understand their journey, understand them, understand their point of view, and know that everyone you are together, but you're going in different directions sometimes, in your journey is different. So you're just accepting this, it's helping you to understand people.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something? Because you just made me think about it. The blame situation. There are people who are holding you with the blaming, with making you feel
absolutely
for something, and this is a love from. This is not. It is love, but it's not authentic and real love. It is driven by fears and selfishness, and incapacity for that person to have a really inner conversation with himself. So that person needs to shift the attention towards himself, and first to fix the relationship with himself, and then to deal with you. So guys, if you're in such situations, because I have been, I can say I have been, definitely, but not to certain extents. But there are some of my friends are in such situation. If you're surrounded by someone who is making you feel guilty for something, or just blaming you all the time, cut it off. Cut it off right away. You don't need it, and it's not love at all.
Okay, thank you for this sharing, Andrey. And it's so many golden nuggets in this conversation, and I just wanted to ask you one question before we go. The question is,
can I ask you a question?
Yes, ask me a question.
Do you think that I'm intelligent?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
I started not to think so.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why. Because intelligence, I really try to define intelligence somehow. And in personal life, my definition is to predict the consequences of your actions to such an extent that you are living in a healthy environment, and the people around you, are as much as possible well.
Okay.
And in this context, in this sense, I don't think that I'm very intelligent, and that I have reached this level of intelligence.
Okay.
In terms of professional development, intelligence, I see it as such an expertise, to have such an expertise that that really could make you predict the area. For example, you're into leadership, or you're into mental resilience, right? And this mental power. So the intelligence in this context would be to have such an expertise that you could predict how that thing is going to be developed, in what directions, and making and having such an understanding requires such a broad knowledge and experience together. Absolutely. So it's very tricky. So in this context, I want to say that I do not consider myself as intelligent.
I really I wouldn't say definitely that for you. That's my opinion, of course, but I totally agree with your ideas about intelligence. And I will tell you one thing. My belief is the greatest intelligence we have, and the only intelligence where is sustainable, is in our heart. I don't think that's my total opinion on that, and that's something which I believe.
Spirit. Our spirit. Our
spirit, for me, is heart, spirit, whatever you say it. But it's this feeling inside we have, which we know more than the words, more than the thoughts, which over that, which is actually our perception of life. And this is my belief of intelligence. And I think we, all of us, we have it inside. We already have it. We just cover it with different thoughts and patterns, which are staying on the way of us to access it. So in this way, I see intelligence that you are intelligent and I am already intelligent. Just maybe we haven't cleared the way towards getting it and accessing it more often. So, and I understand your position on intelligence in general, because expertise for me and intelligence, of course, this is a different way of saying it, is different things. But again, I think you're intelligent, and I think you know all of these things there. And together in our personal growth journey, we grow and we clear the path towards it.
Mm-hmm. There are many definitions of intelligence, to be honest. I really try to redefine things in my life. I don't accept definitions anymore, just like that. I wanna check them, explore them, and see for myself.
Yes.
But Howard Gardner states that there are 9 types of intelligence.
Yeah, I've heard about this. Yeah.
But not in this context. Intelligence in terms of your actions and the consequences of your actions.
Absolutely.
That's what I wanna. It's a very specific thing.
It's a specific thing, and that's why I believe for us it's very important to know, okay, what mean I'm intelligent or I'm expert in something. I definitely agree that expertise and intuition, which for me sometimes are the same thing, is developed by experience and by a lot of immersion in these things you do. And you get this intuition and this intelligence, but this takes time, of course. And I see also intelligence as a spectrum. It's not like I'm intelligent or not intelligent.
Of course.
That's the difference. That creates the difference in everything. If you realize that I'm not here or here, but I'm in the same spectrum.
But that comes only from the deeper realization that you're here to develop and to grow.
Absolutely.
Because if you have the idea that you're here only to be at a certain level, to achieve something and stop growing, this what you're referring to intelligence right now with the different spectrum, it's not going to be relevant at all.
No,
but to these people who are thinking that I have a quote and I wanted to say it because I can relate to that. It is you don't go through life, you grow through life.
Wow.
And it's quite simple, as simple as that. And it really proves what you said for the spectrum. If you have this belief that by improving yourself and that life is all about growing and there's no such a thing as an end, you would define intelligence as a spectrum, and you have a lot of not only intelligence, life in general, everything as something you can get better and get better and get better.
Exactly. This is the growth mindset idea, right?
This is the growth mindset.
Just before we go, I wanted to ask you this question, Andrey.
There was such a song.
3 things which people can do now, and they can start accessing their heart desires.
First of all, to come to our Talent Factory camp. This is number 1.
Lovely.
Apply for that. It does. If you want to do it, you will do it. I'm going just to say that it's not about financial either, because we have given a lot of scholarships to many young people. But apart of why I'm saying that, because over there you have a 1 week with very selected people who will pay an individual attention to your personal growth and personal development. But apart of that, you can do it by yourself. How you can do it by yourself? Find your Aleph thing. Find places, 1 or 2 places where you feel energized and you feel connected with the place. We call it small Aleph. And when you find this place, just try to spend some time in silence with yourself. in a very specific things that will make the connection with yourself better. For example, get a book, just go find your place, go there, and for 20 minutes open the book, or just light a candle, or just do something that would make you, or just try to provoke more senses. Try to smell something nice, try to listen to something nice, just try to connect and to immerse with your inner thing, and to get some answers. This is by turning off for a while the left part of your neocortex, which is about reasoning and all of those logic things. So you gotta somehow trust in the not logic process of getting answers. So that was number 1. 2 and 3, I will be quick on that. Just decide that you wanna know, that you wanna find the answer. This is crucial, because now I have a 90 days, 93 months challenge, and I'm almost there. But in the worst situations, Dimi, I was thinking, okay, what is the difference between now and all of the times I failed? It was the determination that this time I will do it.
Wow.
As simple as that, but it's not simple at all. You just need to say to yourself, this time I'm fucking doing it. And the third thing is, and I'm using this language sometimes just to get serious with yourself, because and the third thing is to start to watch in the mirror more often, to see who is there in the morning, who is there in the evening.
Oh, it's lovely, man. Thank you very much for all the things you said. I'm sure people will love it. And
did we do it in 30 minutes?
Yeah, kind of. I haven't seen the time, but I think it's around 30, so we're really great at
Excellent.
that. So tell me, just before we go, when people can find you, if they want to ask you questions, you want to know more about Leader Academy, how do they connect with you?
If they want, they will find me.
Okay.
If they want, they will find me, because the more effort someone will make to connect with me, that means that the more he wants it.
Yeah,
I will put it that way.
Lovely. So at the end, I'm gonna put also the link towards Leader Academy. So if people want to sign up for it and to try to find their heart desires there, so I'm sure that in this link they can find you too, somewhere there. So have a really great day and rest of the week. Andrey, thank you for your time here. And guys, I'm gonna talk with you next week with the next mind shifter, and wish you a great week too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.